Hey, Tennessee fan, I just they're not here anymore. I was going to comment on
Talk
them.
to them anyway. Talk to them
anyway.
anyway.
Hey, Tennessee fan, you all ran your mouth a whole lot. Y'all came up here saying that I was being disingenuous, going on a crossover, talking complimentary. I said it could be difficult in the SEC to go on the road, and they have a stout run defense. Both things I was proven deadly wrong on.
Yeah, you wrong.
Georgia just came into your house and thumped you in the head. We're going to talk all about it next on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Prize Picks bringing you today's episode. We'll talk more about Prize Picks in a second, but I digress. Before we get to that, let me say, allow me to say to you,
say things.
We weren't wrong about what was going to happen in this game.
No, actually, this was the most on the head we've been all year.
How many points does he get in that second half, Clint? How many second half points did they get? Count them up.
Let me go back to the sheet.
We got to go to the third quarter first, and then the fourth. No, they didn't score a single point in the second half. We talked to you all about that last week. Georgia dominates on the road. I'm talking about runs Tennessee out of their stadium. Georgia has beaten Tennessee 7 consecutive times that they've played them. This is supposed to be a rivalry, Tennessee. Y'all putting out some Georgia Tech energy right now. Show me that Joshua Dobbs clip again. Show it to me again. I need it. Inject it into my veins, Tennessee fans, because that's the last time that y'all have even sniffed at success against Kirby Smart. And let me just spoil it for you. Josh Heupel ain't going to get it done for y'all. Okay? Like, he ain't going to get it done. He's not a good coach. He can't make any adjustments.
His system, Daniel, can work anywhere. It can work with anybody.
With any quarterback. You plug in any quarterback in there, and it's going to work. Let me start here. All right, because we got a lot that we're trying to cover.
It's going to spill over. When we say
we've got Clint, are you there? Or did we lose you? Clint's microphone's already quit the show. He's out of here. He's just said it's not great for me.
No strays are going to be caught today.
Yeah. All right, listen. Let me start here. Okay, we're in a full lather already. We've been texting trying to figure out. I asked the subtext, what should we lead the show with? And I want to go back to the subtext. Pardon me, but I cannot remember who it was that sent me this. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. Nace Tucker. Okay.
All right, nice, Tucker.
We ought to lead the show with this defense might be better than the 2021 defense, Clint. And I'm here to tell you, I might be here for it. I might be here for it. Okay,
y'all hear the man?
Now listen.
Y'all hear the man?
Listen, it's taken me 11 weeks to get here. Let me explain to you what happened in this game. Tennessee came out and they ran off tackle right. And even though Gary Danielson would have you believe that it was entirely C.J. Allen's fault, even though he was nowhere near play side on that play, 100% Tyke Smith absolutely defecated the bed, made a terrible run fit. And what did we say all week would happen? Tennessee spreads you out, they get you in space, and one bad assignment, and they're gone. They're to the house. Tennessee took one play to the house for 75 yards on the ground. And then what happened was, Clint.
There it is.
They rushed the ball 24 more times in this game for 55 yards.
Real quick at the maths.
24 carries.
Really quick at the maths. This isn't specific. This isn't
55 yards.
So it's about 2 yards per carry. Daniel?
Joe Milton threw the ball for all of 147 in this game. That is 147. So less than $150 passing, less than $150 rushing total,
including the 75
yard touchdown run. 24 carries for 55 yards. Georgia outrushed Tennessee in this game. Now, did Georgia run the ball particularly well in this game?
No, because again, Tennessee's stout run defense was there.
This Georgia defense was exceptional in this game. They were everything that they needed to be. Now, I get Tennessee's offense is poor. They're poor, Clint. But we said all week, 5.5 yards a carry.
Okay.
And sure enough, they finished the game with 5.3 yards per carry. But 75 of those, we said, were on one play, 2 yards to carry after that. The Georgia run defense absolutely stood up, forced Joe Milton into obvious passing situations, and Joe Milton in obvious passing situations is a terrible quarterback.
Yeah.
Georgia's defense was unbelievable in the fourth quarter. Cedric Van Pran absolutely whiffs on a snap, and they get a turnover on the 35-yard line. And the defense came out there and stood tall, Clint. Yes. I loved it. Even if they scored a touchdown there, I was ready to get on this podcast and say, I am 100% for this Georgia defense. Now, there are still guys that make me a little blue, but overall, this defense, Clint, is it.
And here's what's changed. Let's talk about the things that have come on as of recently. Kamari Lassiter is still that guy. If you did not watch the clinic, and I mean put it on tape, take it to every high school in the nation, show it to anybody that wants to play. Abject, perfect disciplined cornerback. That deep ball to the right side that he gave out, go watch it. It's phenomenal. He was in phase, tracking the ball, perfect placement, perfect timing, perfect position. Kamari Lassiter shuts down one half of the field. He is, you know what? Fine. Screw it, Kool-Aid. I don't even care.
Fine.
He's the best cornerback.
Here we go.
He's the best cornerback in college football. There.
Now, you're going to get a text from Marler about that. You're going to get a text from Marler wondering why you got to be like that. Why do you got to be like that, Clint?
He is the best corner in all of football. So that's point one. Point two, Malachi Starks is still him.
How them safeties looking? He ain't.
Tyke Smith screwed up big time.
He did. He's prone to those. We've seen it.
He is. We've seen it. And then him and Bullard came back for the rest of the game and said, no mas. No more.
Tell me about that play Bullard made in the end zone, Clint. Tell me about it. I'm going to be talking to my kids about it. I'm telling you this right now.
That perfect timing. Okay, so the safeties, full force. Cornerback, full force.
And then what happened this game?
C.J. Allen.
He all right.
You about to catch my heart is what you about to do, CJ. Yeah. Okay. And then all of a sudden, we had the defensive ends, the defensive linemen, the defensive tackles on rotation. They were doing great. And then all of a sudden,
they played great as well. Zion Logan is your Stackhouse back. He played great. Warren Brinson missing, but some guys.
There was a gentleman we've been waiting for. Daniel.
Who was there? There's a newcomer. A newcomer.
No, newcomer to the
newcomer this season.
About this season, not last season. Talent there. We've been waiting on timing. We've been waiting on development. But Michael Williams is here. What
a time. What a time for him to show up, Clint.
So what we're saying and what we've been saying all year. Well, I don't look, this is the overreaction show. This is not time. Daniel has repented. He's come back into the fold. We're not going to
It's not time for that.
Half the pod was talking about the upward ascension of this defense. And when we click at the right moment, getting better each week, getting development from young players, and all of a sudden we're here with all the talent, all the 5 stars, all the 4 stars, rolling deep. Y'all screwed up and you didn't hit us when we were down. You gave your best shot, Missouri. You gave your best shot. It wasn't good enough because your best we could take your best shot when we're on our second best. Now what happened is, see what had happened. We have our best shot, and nobody. And let me say again for all of those Bama fans that are here, nobody.
Oh, we're gonna get to you in a minute. We're gonna get to you in a minute. Tennessee is a joke. They are a laughingstock. Josh Heupel is. You got that man's face tattooed on your body. You understand what you did? You thought he was going to be your Kirby. But see, what Kirby does is he just goes ahead and he puts it on repeat. He runs the record again.
They about to paint that rock all manner of names. That rock gonna get a whole lot of names on it.
It's not ideal. What's going on?
Oh
Georgia's defense was absolutely fantastic. But we got to get to that offense. Can we please talk about the offense?
Let's get to these and then we will.
Oh, hang on.
We want to talk about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best in the
do.
game, much like the Georgia defense, much like the Georgia offense we're going to talk about here in a second. But Prize Picks is fantastic. And right now, use promo code LockedOnCollege. First deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Here's the deal. Daily fantasy made simple. You take all of your information, all your knowledge, all the things that you watch week in, week out from sports. You go right over to Prize Picks. They give you a player. You say more or less. So if you were to say, it's very simple. Very more or less. Carson Beck over 70% completion percentage. Take the over.
Well, that seems too high.
It's
but wait.
Not for Carson. It's not. Go over there, prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. It's not you versus a whole manner of robotic Vegas invented AI, something like that. They give you a player. They give you a number. You say higher or lower. It's that simple. Prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Use the promo code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match up to $100 right now.
Clint, the defense is good.
They're feeling good.
Quite good.
But who's better?
The offense is better. There's not any dispute to be had about that. Let me talk to the Alabama fan directly right now.
You have the floor.
You tell me how many points you think how many points you think Jalen Milroe and your offense can score against this Georgia defense. Because let me tell you what you're not going to do, Alabama. You're not going to hold this Georgia offense under 35 points. That ain't going to be what you do in any game whatsoever. So you better hope that you're going to come out there and win a 42-38 game against Georgia, because that's what you're going to have to do, because there ain't nobody in America that's going to slow down this Georgia offense. I don't know where's the most appropriate place to start, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to save Carson for segment 3.
Clint. That's fine. He needs, you know what? And honestly, he
needs his own segment.
He needs his own segment.
And I'm going to lead the offensive conversation with the abject genius of Mike Bobo. Like, you understand what this man is out here doing, right? I don't think you do.
No. Tell the people, because they don't, Daniel. They don't.
Georgia was dominant offensively in this game, and they were dominant particularly in the red zone offensively this game. Their first 4 possessions into the red zone, they scored 4 touchdowns, and they did it with 4 completely unique concepts that Mike Bobo just reached into his bag and pulled out. Imagine being the Tennessee defensive coordinator and having to try to game plan for this team when we're running wide receiver passes. We're running rub routes with to the best player in America. We're running a power running back off tackle to the left behind a dominant offensive line. There was no end to Mike Bobo's genius play calling in this game. He had Tennessee off balance from the get-go. He absolutely, the thing about this Georgia offense is, Ladd McConkey didn't play in this game, y'all.
He didn't play.
And Georgia's offense did not miss a beat.
I don't know if people understand.
How many weapons do we have?
So this is typically just a very, very simplified version of an offensive system, if I may, for 2 seconds. Normally what you do is you have a complementary understanding and style of receivers and offensive weapons. So you have the burner who takes the lid off the defense. You never want to get beat deep. So you keep them in front. You got to put a safety or two back there. Okay. Then you have underneath routes that are going to mess up linebackers who try to gain depth. Then you have a couple of shorter guys, sure-handed route running ability, slot guys, yada, yada, yada. We've been without one take the top off, quote unquote, of the defense for the entire year because Aaron Smith can't catch. So that's tough.
Yep.
Ladd McConkey, he can run.
We like a run. We do enjoy a run.
Ladd McConkey was out of this game. So what Mike Bobo is doing is conceptually, he's making speed happen and making the defense believe the top is coming off when we don't have two track athletes. Now, we have talented and fast wide receivers. I'm not saying Ra-Ra's not fast. I'm not saying Rosemary-Jack-Saint's not fast. I'm not saying Lovett's not fast. Power's not fast. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that's typically what you do. And they are not as fast as Ladd and Arian. Now, the defense is on their heels 24/7 when it pertains to Mike Bobo's offense. All the time. And I honestly feel bad for DCs going up against Mike Bobo in this Georgia offense. That's not like I give them, if they're within 20 points, I tip my hat to them because it's a feat right now. Game.
And credit to Tennessee, if you hold Georgia in the 30s, first of all, statistically, you're winning this year
you're
against
better
Georgia.
Than all the
Georgia's
other
averaging 41 points a game this year. So if you hold us to 38, congratulations to you. You're winning. But Clint, 8 different wide receivers with double-digit receiving yards in this game.
Look at the stats. Wait, hold on. Was Jack Saint the leading receiver? Was Brock the leading receiver? Was Ra-Ra? Was Bell? Yes, to all of them in various different capacities. Yes, they were.
Yeah, the game that Dylan Bell had, which first of all, credit to him, unbelievable game by Dylan Bell. He was out there doing everything and clearly was the beneficiary, I'd say the primary beneficiary of Ladd McConkey's absence. And boy, did he come out there and give Mike Bobo and this coaching staff a lot to think about. Because now all of a sudden, as Ladd McConkey gets healthy, Mike Bobo's in this situation where he's like, well, dang it, we've got another big-time playmaker at wide receiver. Kudos to Dylan Bell for making the most of his major opportunity. 5 catches, 90 yards, obviously the passing touchdown. But Marcus Rosemary-Jack-Saint, Clint, 7 catches for 91 yards. 2 touchdowns for number 1 out there. It was an all-around exceptional performance. As I said in the open, Georgia outgained Tennessee on the ground, and Tennessee had a 75-yard touchdown run in this game.
But what about the other metrics like time of possession? Daniel
was just absolutely. This game started with Tennessee's possessions going 1 play, 75-yard touchdown, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like that's how Tennessee. And then to end the first half, they got a little something going and kicked a field goal. By the way, Josh Heupel, kudos to you on that field goal attempt.
Yep.
Down 38-10.
Yep.
And you kick a field goal trying to cut it to 38-13. Someone please in the comments laugh at me again and say coaches don't play to try to make the scoreboard look a little bit better. Like coaches only play to try to win the game. They're not trying to save face out there.
I guarantee you, Daniel, by the way, already in the comments, not only is that fan has already spoken about it. Mm-hmm. The second thing, the fan that got mad at me, who was talking about Josh Heupel being an elite coach, doing more with less talent than Kirby did, has already commented, and you're already proving yourself wrong.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Like Josh Heupel's a really bad coach. Mike Bobo is an exceptional offensive coordinator.
Mike Bobo's a better OC than Josh Heupel.
It's not, this offense is not missing a beat. Mike Bobo has outcoached in consecutive weeks Eli Drinkovitz, offensive savant.
Yep.
Lane Kiffin, maybe the best play caller in the United States.
Yep.
And Josh Heupel, the wonderkind, can't be stopped. Mike Bobo has just coached circles around all 3 of them on the offensive side of the ball. And it's all centered around number 15, Clint.
Oh, my God.
Carson Beck. Get ready, 199, because we're about to say some things that we can't unsay, nor will we want to after this.
But first, let's talk about Athletic Brewing. Athleticbrewing.com. These are non-alcoholic brews. And right now, use promo code LOCKEDON for 15% off your first order. Athleticbrewing.com. They are fantastic tasting. They've won awards for being better tasting than beer with alcohol in them. They are a brew without alcohol, and they taste better than the beer with alcohol. You can take it to a tailgate. You can open carry. You can take it to your kids' little league game, football game, basketball game, and no one's going to think differently because, again, there's no alcohol in it whatsoever, and yet they taste exceptional. It's refreshing. You get a little dark ale going now that we're into the fall and winter thing going on. We got holidays coming. Bring a 6-pack of Athletic Brewing over to your favorite holiday get together, and don't fear any reprisal because, again, these are non-alcoholic brews. Athleticbrewing.com. Use code LOCKEDON for 15% off your first order at athleticbrewing.com. Okay, let's gush.
Tell the people about Carson Beck.
Well,
tell
he's
them about this
best,
young man, Carson Beck.
Let me start with this. He is the best quarterback in the nation. I'll wait for you to type your response again. We've been saying this 3 weeks in a row, and each and every week, Daniel, each and every week, he keeps proving us right and getting better. This game, do you know, it was on previous weeks. We've talked about his accuracy, and we've talked about his ability to read a defense and get the ball where it needs to go. Do you know what I saw on display this week, Daniel?
What did he add to the arsenal there?
He added a laser that I haven't seen all year from him. These frozen rope. I'm talking rookie of the year from center field to catcher. Frozen
surgery. Got that surgery on the arm where you hear the creaking as it goes back.
Laser.
Clint, we're gonna lose our safe rating if we keep talking about the lasers that Carson Beck is throwing. These are explicit comments. These are explicit comments. They are not safe for your children. Carson Beck is doing things at the quarterback position that we have not seen at Georgia in a long time. I'm talking about the arm talent possessed here. The arm talent. Now, don't mistake who I think the greatest college football player is of all time, Colin. Know your place, Colin.
Also, get on time zone. We recognize.
I'm not here for it. The greatest college football player of all time is undisputed. But there has only been one quarterback with the kind of arm talent that we're looking at right now in Carson Beck. And he went number 1 overall in the draft. And if you're an NFL GM, whenever the time comes and you pass on Carson Beck, I don't know what to do for you because he's got it all. He's got it all, Clint. Does he evade the rush? Does he step up in the pocket? Does he maneuver around well? Does he scramble when he needs to? Does he find open receivers? Does he throw it deep? Does he check it down? Does he spread it around? Does he telegraph the balls that he's throwing? Does he play well pre-snap? Does he make the right reads? Does he have the arm strength? I don't know what you want. Like,
what else do you want?
You tell me a thing that he does bad. He was 24 of 30. He was 24 of 30 for 298 and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions.
By the way, really quick, not good at the math. 80%.
80% for 3 bills and 3 tuds, and he played 3.5 quarters. By the way, he did it on the road, and this is as appropriate a time as any to say, shout out to the Tennessee fans. What an environment. What a college football environment it was. The crowd was raucous for the entire 60 minutes, Clint.
No, you're
No, wait. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, the crowd was silent.
Yep, there it is. It was inverse.
And for 10 seconds, that crowd was really into that game, Clint.
Carson Beck. Okay, he had the laser. He has to check down everything you just did. The checklist I was going down as an NFL GM, you want to see from quarterback, but I'm going to tell you this right now. The thing that's most impressive about Carson Beck, and no one is going to believe me when I say this, but I go look at the game again. Inside the 10-yard line. Inside the 10-yard line, Carson Beck's accuracy is second to none. The ball placement he puts on receivers' bodies to catch touchdowns inside of the 10 is the best elite characteristic he has.
It's never behind him. It's never too much of a reach. He never makes them catch it stumbling on that little Brock Bowers, drag. Like it's in perfect position every time. He throws it on a line when he needs to. He puts a little touch on it when he needs to. The play calling inside the 10 and the accuracy of Carson Beck inside the 10 tonight made me feel some feelings I haven't felt in a long time, Clint.
But Carson Beck, clearly the only reason he's doing so well is because everybody agrees that the wide receiver and tight end talent around him is so good, it carries him. Oh, wait, that's not the narrative y'all were saying a couple weeks ago when Brock Bowers came off the field and you all thought, oh no, the
Georgia has no players left.
Okay. What about 15?
By the way, shout out to Gary Danielson, who is the worst color commentator in the history of sports.
You realize that was the last time we have to hear Gary call a game?
SEC championship game.
Oh, thank you.
SEC championship. Believe me, it's circled on the calendar.
I forgot. That's the last we hear of Gary.
I've got it. I've been waiting for years for this moment. Nobody in history in the SEC has ever won more consecutive games than the 2021, 2022, 2023 Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, that's interesting.
28 consecutive wins. Nick Saban's never won more games than that. He's never won that many games. Bear Bryant's never won more games than that. He's only won 28. And Alabama fans are clutching their pearls and cheering like mad for Georgia Tech next week. To try to keep Kirby Smart from coming and just whipping it out right in front of the grave of Bear Bryant. He's the best. He's this dynasty.
Yep. Say it.
Is the greatest dynasty that college football's ever seen already.
It doesn't need to win a third national championship.
But it will.
Thank you.
But it will.
Thank you. Because again, real quick, I watched them games today. We're going to finish with one. I watched them games.
Come on.
I watched them games today. Ohio State.
Ain't no team in this country. Ain't no team in this
Michigan.
country.
Well, Rutgers on the road. Real good stout defense. And they got them playing good ball over there. Loxley.
Maryland.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
This is the greatest college football dynasty that's ever happened.
By the way, Bama fan.
Already. Bama fan, I cannot wait. 2 full weeks. I know you'll be here all week next week.
You're here already.
I know you'll be here all week because ain't no Georgia Tech fans out there.
No.
So I know that you'll be here.
We'll give you attention too, by the way.
And we're here for it.
100%.
Yeah, we like it. Here's the thing. Kirby Smart is him.
Yeah.
Mike Bobo is him.
Yeah.
This Georgia defense is him. And Carson Beck is him.
Could you imagine having a head coach that blamed the failures of his team on bad defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator hires? Could you imagine a head coach like that?
No.
I can't. Bama fan, can you?
No.
Oh, that was just last year. Okay.
No. Yeah. Well, this is Nick Saban's best coaching job, though. He's somehow gotten this ragtag group of guys, and he's coached them. He's coached them to 10-1. He has coached him to 10-1.
BJ Allen is going to eat your quarterback for. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, he stole. Look, it's been 30 minutes. He stole my heart. We're here. No, it's gone.
I could literally record this episode all night. Tennessee is the worst They deserve everything that they got tonight.
You literally stole the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, you deserve it, Tennessee fan. You deserve this.
You really, genuinely, truly do. You deserve every bit of the ass whooping that you took tonight. And you did it in front of Dolly effing Parton.
Peyton Manning and Dolly Parton came on the field, and y'all said, let's get it handed to us.
Let's just take it. Let's just receive whatever it is Georgia desires to give us tonight. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Come back Monday, and you'll hear more about how great.
Oh, you'll hear more.
You'll hear more.
Oh, you're going to hear more.
I'm going to end this. I'm going to go watch it again right now, just so we all know.
Right now, Washington, Oregon State. We'll see it later. Well, I'm going to go watch the Georgia game again.
We'll see y'all.